All right. Welcome to Gap Mastermind. How's everybody doing? I know, this weekend was Easter weekend, and reminder of the sacrifices and the blessings, and getting closer to God. Stuff we should be doing at all times. And for some of you guys, reminder of taking some time off and enjoy your family and whatnot. So excited to have you guys back on here, and excited for today's topic. Today we have a powerful topic that is a tool in your tool belt that will help you represent your sellers at a higher level, gain more buyers, and make more money. So I'm super pumped with that. I see that I'm all alone in the leadership team today here. Is that right? We don't have any of our other friends. I know Gil is coming. He's gonna be a little bit late. But I see Todd praying right now, and I'm just kidding. But let me get Todd in here because he's one of our top leaders in the Global Alliance, and I always like to open up with somebody else. I don't like to do it solo. So, Todd, I know you've been slinging some powerful listings out there, crushing it in this market. And tell us, how are you feeling with your business, and what are you looking forward to today?
I'm looking forward to hearing more about Zenlist and what we can do with it to really help, our team and our agents that are out there. Our business is, I'm happy for second quarter because these April showers are definitely give me May closings. It's been a good last week for us. And we're back up to our normal business strategy, 15 to 20 pendings at a time. We're back up to that volume. We want to keep it there.
Absolutely. The market has been scorching hot, at least obviously Todd and I are in the Orlando metro, but who else has been seeing? Alejandro, how's everything up north? Are things hot over there?
It's still cold, Carlos. But business-wise, get a lot of better. Stuff. It's moving. Like got a couple closings, couple listings. So I'm not a few referrals. I asked you about one. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more activity. I mean, we had a powerful March within my team, a lot of deals coming in the pipeline. Andre, what are you seeing in your market? Tell us a little bit about sales and momentum that you're seeing.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Over the last 2 weeks, we've pretty much pended several listings that we were having trouble selling in the first quarter of the year. So I do think things are picking up, and we're gaining some momentum here in the Fort Lauderdale area. So we're happy about that, right? So we want to just continue to stack these listings up and sell them as we move forward into summer.
Love it. Very good. Man, the production, and these guys are always in Gap, by the way, because this is where the magic happens. These are staples of our Gap Mastermind, and they're always learning, plugging, growing, and as you see, staying very productive with, tons of listings and sales happening. So today we've got special guests from Zenlist and eXp exclusives specifically. And eXp exclusive is a platform that allows us to market properties, whether they are on market or off market. And it's a unique selling proposition that we have within eXp, and it allows us to position ourselves in a more powerful way, whether with sellers or with buyers. Now, I am not the expert. We have a couple of experts here. We have Jesse and Nolan, who are from Zenlist and from eXp Exclusives, and they're pros at this. And if you saw that marketing promo that Jesse set up for us, I mean, she's absolute fire. Both of these guys are seasoned professionals, experts, have helped grow this company nationally, and they know this thing inside and out. So sure, we could have dabbled with it and come here and teach you a few things, but why do that when we have the top executives from Zenlist who know this inside and out that we can tap onto and come here and tell us about what is eXp exclusives, what is this partnership, why are we blessed with this at a high level, and how you guys can leverage it to grow your business. So without further ado, Jesse and Nolan, take it away. It's all yours.
Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate the kind words and introduction, and it's smart to delegate. So we're very excited to be here and review Zenlist with everybody on the call. So I am Nolan Walker. I'm the head of sales here with Zenlist, and I'm joined by my colleague Jesse. And we're going to run through a quick little high-level view of what Zenlist is, how to get set up on it, and how to be using the eXp exclusives offering. Jesse's going to run through a demo too, so you can actually see the tool in action. And we'll want to make this interactive. It's Monday. We had a great weekend, as everybody said. If there's any questions while I'm speaking, feel free to drop them in the chat. Jesse's going to be all over it. And we want to make this as interactive. So give the questions, give the feedback. We're here to help and want to get everybody set up. So without further ado, we'll kick it off. And as Carlos said, eXp Exclusives powered by Zenlist is another tool in your arsenal as eXp agents to help find more buyers, win more listings, and grow your business and make more money at the end of the day. So if we go here, what Zenlist is a listing platform for all on and off market eXp listings across the US and Canada. And it's only available on the Zenlist platform. So now eXp agents are able to leverage being part of the largest real estate brokerage to market their non-MLS listings across the US and Canada to all 90,000 eXp agents at your brokerage. So eXp is broken down into two buckets. We have the eXp MLS listings, which is the on-market listings that are on the US and Canada MLSs. So if you're a member, I heard Orlando. So if you're a member of Stellar MLS, you're able to see eXp listings over in California or up in New York or over in Atlanta, Georgia. All of the on-market MLS data is pulling directly into Zenlist for you to be able to review your eXp colleagues' listings. Now, what everybody is asking us about today is the office exclusives portion of this tool. So the eXp exclusives, office exclusives, is all of the off-market listings in the US and Canada that are entered directly by eXp agents into Zenlist. So these are not on the MLS. These are not able to be found anywhere but Zenlist. And we'll show you what that looks like here on the next slide. So what this really is a systemized, awesome technology platform that you're able to use and do what you're already doing in your sales meetings. Jesse and I are in Workplace for eXp. We attend team trainings. We speak at a lot of different events. And we are seeing that there's a lot of conversations happening about, oh, I have a listing coming up, or hey, we have something that we're going to put on the MLS in a couple of weeks. This is a very simple way to formulate that across all of the agents here within eXp. Next slide for me, Jesse. Thank you. So we like to talk about this in benefiting clients as well. So think about this from a seller perspective and a buyer perspective. With your sellers, you're going to be able to provide them choice to list as an office exclusive. This way, if maybe they're not ready yet to go on the MLS, or maybe they have a couple stagings that they want to do, or maybe they're not overly sold with having people walk into their house, you're now giving them an option to list their property across all of the eXp agents to be able to price test, to be able to see the property before it's going on to the MLS. And for buyers, your buyers are going to get access to private listings that are not found on any other search site. And I know that's a lot of information, so you can see we're going to provide you and your leadership and your agents with all of the materials that you'll need to use when you're talking with your clients about how to use eXp exclusives. So Jesse, next slide for me. So this is one of the good examples of where you would actually want to list using private exclusives. We had mentioned pre-marketing your listings. Maybe you have sellers that are a little bit concerned about privacy, or maybe they're high net worth individuals and they're not really looking forward to people knowing that their house is on the market. Or even some of the simple ones. You want to build excitement as you ramp up a pre-listing material. How much more powerful will it be when you can show your sellers before you've even gone live to the MLS, you've already had people interested in buying their properties through the eXp exclusives offering. Limit showings, distress listings, new construction. We're hearing a lot of great feedback and stories from eXp agents and how they're using this. And one of my personal favorites last week, there was actually an entire transaction done via eXp exclusives where an agent listed the property on eXp exclusives, It fit perfectly for what a buyer was looking for with another eXp agent. They connected through the eXp exclusives program, and offer was made and a house was sold before it even had to go on the market. So those are the stories that we love to hear, and can't wait for y'all to have some of those as well. Next slide for me, Jesse. And best of all, this is provided at no cost by eXp Realty. So any eXp agent can sign up today on this call, after this call, and get started with eXp exclusives today. And it's very easy to sign up. So whether it's a mobile app that you download or the Zenlist.com webpage, it's accessible both on your phone as well as your computer. You'll click Get Started in the top right corner or download our mobile app. The easiest way for eXp agents to get started is actually choosing Sign Up with Enterprise. This will let you enter your eXp credentials to get set up and automatically get right into the Zenlist platform. One thing to note, while Zenlist supports all of eXp, if you're asked to choose an MLS, choose eXp to start. This will get you set up immediately on the eXp platform so you can see everything at once, and more to come on some of the other MLS alternatives we have here in a second. And I'm going to hand it over to Jesse here to take a live demo of the Zenlist platform. And as we go through the platform, feel free to type questions in the chat. I'll be able to respond to them here, and we'll get everybody going.
Yeah, thanks, Nolan. So I'm going to walk you through what Zenlist looks like, how to interact with some clients in Zenlist, how to enter those listings, and where to find more details. There's a lot that I could show you. We could spend hours and hours here together, making sure you know all of the nooks and crannies, all the little edge cases, and the different ways to use Zenlist. But we're going to focus on specifically what you need to know right now. So when you sign up for your account, again, it's free, no credit card required. You'll be brought to a screen that looks like this. Everything's cross-compatible between our web application and our mobile app. So for the ease of screen sharing, I'm showing you my computer. I can show you what my mobile app looks like as well. But just know that everything's in both places. Everything you need is going to be able to be found in both. So we'll have our clients here towards the middle of our screen. We'll have all these listings that populate. But before we dive into a lot of that, I want to take you into the search tab, because this is everyone's first instinct. And when you open the search tab, you may be prompted to set up a default map location. You may open your map and it'll be centralized over another part of the country. You can update that inside of your account settings. It's an easy thing to update. But if we zoom out, all of the things that we're looking at here, all these little black dots, are office exclusives that have been entered directly into Zenlist. I can search for these in the same way I can search in any other platform. So there's a really robust search capability built into Zenlist. There's all of your filters built in here. You can search for as specific a property as you may want, or as broad a search as you may like. We'll actually save you a search for your state when you sign up and create your account. So when you first sign up, we'll recognize your state. We'll make sure that you're notified about all of the new exclusives that are entered into Zenlist right away. So it's also not something you have to come back and check every day. We'll automatically and proactively let you know when there's a new listing that you need to be aware of, when there's something that you may want to look at and potentially share with your clients. So you can update that. You can have as many searches running as you like. There's no limit. And then just above those filters, you'll have those two listing buckets. So just as Nolan mentioned, you'll have the office exclusives, which is where you'll default. And then you'll have the eXp MLS listings. This is everything that's currently on any of the 600 or 700 MLSs across the states. You can see what's happening in other markets, use that to work out referrals, whatever that case looks like for you. It's just information available to you so that you can see what's going on. Again, we'll focus on the office exclusives. So you can search, we heard Orlando, so we'll go down there. You can search for cities, towns, neighborhoods, counties, all kinds of different areas. It'll pre-populate those locations for you, and you can use this to begin searching. So I can save this search for myself. If that's all I wanted was just everything in Orlando, I can save that here. I can apply additional filters if that's what I want. And I can also preview those properties. So just below that save search button, there will be the tile view, which is what I prefer because it's got the pretty pictures, but there's also a great list view, which will give you a good consolidated view of what the properties are. You can customize this list as well so that you're seeing all of the information you care most about seeing. If you're really concerned with HOAs, you can make sure that that's shown on this list: pools, parking, pets, all that information. When you click into a listing, I'll pick on this one. You'll have all of the listing information that the listing agent has shared with us. So all of the photos will be loaded here. You'll have the remarks that the listing agent has shared, that contact information. So if I need to contact this agent, if I have any questions, or I want to see if they'll accommodate a showing, I have all of their information here. I can send them a direct message inside of Zenlist. I can email them, I can call them, whatever that communication works best for me. And then there's a ton of other details and amenities. You can see nearby homes, the schools, all of that information is available for you here. So after reviewing this property, if it's one that you want to share with a client, maybe I get this notification this morning and I think, wow, this is a really great fit for my client, Susie. There are a couple of ways I can share this listing with her because it's only as good as long as it gets in front of the people who need to see it. So I can actually send this listing directly inside of Zenlist. If I've invited my clients to join me, they can create an account. They'll be able to search alongside me. I can communicate with them, see their activity. I'll show you what a little bit of that looks like. But my clients can actually join me in Zenlist so that they have almost all of the same access that I do. They won't be able to see contact information for the listing agent. They'll have some restrictions in that sense, but they'll be able to search with you. So that way, if they find something, they can be the one to let you know, depending on what that comfort level looks like, what that relationship is a little bit more like. So I can send it directly inside of Zenlist if I have those clients working with me. But if not, I have this public branded page. And the name is a little bit deceiving. It's not actually public in the sense that I can Google and find this link. What this is letting me know is that I can take this listing and share it outside of Zenlist. So I can text this link to my clients. I can send it to them in a direct email if I have a thread going with them. I can take this link and make sure that I can meet my clients wherever we have that communication already established. So if I take this link, I open it in a new incognito, this is what those clients will see. They'll have all of the same listing information, those same remarks we saw. We'll have all of the photos they can flip through, those same details, all of that stuff is here for my clients to review. They can talk about it amongst themselves. They can review those and then just text me back what their thoughts or questions were. So we can have that conversation inside of Zenlist if that's what I prefer, but I also have the ability to have it outside of Zenlist. I can meet my clients where they are. Now, if you invite your clients to join you on Zenlist, you'll have them here, joined with you here. I like to pick on Emily and John because one of the things you'll notice throughout your account is towards the bottom here, you'll have different prompts. I'm in a test account, so yours will have different prompts. I've got some different restrictions because I'm in a testing environment, but it'll say you've got 10 clients left on your eXp starter plan, for instance. And I get a lot of questions about, well, what's a client group? And a client group is essentially a family. So Emily and John here, even though they are two humans, two individuals, they're connected together as a co-buyer. So it's only claiming one of those client groups for me, and you get 10 of those in your starter plan covered by eXp. 10 different families searching with you in Zenlist, if that's how you want to set them up. Once they accept your invitation, you'll have this feed that populates for them. It's very similar to how Facebook works, for instance. You subscribe to information, you save searches, everything populates in this feed, and you'll see the newest information at the top, oldest at the bottom. And this is exactly what my client sees as well. So they're going to see the same properties in the same order with the same photos, the same list prices. All of that information is mirrored for my clients, minus that listing information, minus those restricted fields that I don't want my clients to be seeing. And from here, I can click into those same properties. It'll let me know if my clients have viewed that listing. I have all of my matching clients, so I can see, have they looked at it? Have they saved it? My clients can request tours on properties that they're really excited about. So that way I know which ones we need to schedule appointments for. I have all of that information and I'm notified along the way. So if I miss that, if I don't catch it, if I'm not watching and I'm not monitoring everything 24/7, there's also a notification log in the bottom left that'll give me a rundown of everything my clients have done. And this is also being sent to my email. So I've got email notifications, I've got push alerts sent to the app on my phone, and I have this notification log. So all along the way, I know exactly what my clients are doing. I can follow their journey and use that information to make really valuable touch points with them. And like we said, potentially sell a house, make some money, all of that good stuff that we're here to do. So that's touching the surface. Like I said, there's a ton we can dive into as far as client collaboration goes. There's a lot built into Zenlist, and I'd really encourage you all to see what you can go and find. Invite a real person as a test client. You can always remove them later and replace them with someone else, but invite a real human and sit down next to them and click all the buttons and see what it looks like on each of your ends. That way you can get a good organic experience of what it's like to have clients working with you on Zenlist, and they can send you feedback. They can let you know what they think, and it'll really help you just jump into the deep end, just get started. Like I said, you can always replace them at a later date. So searching for listings, sharing those listings. We touched on client collaboration. I want to show you how to enter a listing because it's so simple. It takes less than 2 minutes probably. You'll have this My Listings tab in your main navigation. If you're following along on the mobile app, it'll be in your account page in the bottom right, and then across the very top, it'll say My Listings. And this is everything that you have currently on the market. So this should pull in everything you have on the MLS. If you have entered anything into the exclusives, you'll have a line here that'll have that listing. But if we're brand new, we're ready to enter one. I just got my listing agreement today, and I'm ready to enter those details into Zenlist. I'll just click on New Listing in the very top right, and it's going to prompt me through everything. I've never used an MLS system, so if I can do this, you can do it too. It's so simple. It'll ask you all the questions we need. So what type of property are we listing? This is an eXp office exclusive. It'll ask you for the property type. I always choose residential single family home because that's kind of house I live in, but you have all of the different options. You can do land, commercial, all of those different property types are here for you. And then you'll enter the address. You'll make sure that that map pin is in the right spot. I can drag it around if I need to, and I'll click next. If I have a unit number, I'll enter that here, but if not, I'll click save. And this is going to get me a draft. So I can make edits to this along the way. I can publish it whenever I'm ready, but it's going to automatically save all my progress. So as I'm making changes, if I'm just kind of chipping away at those details, it'll save everything that I'm doing along the way. There are very few required fields on here, but you'll see there's a ton of different information you can enter. So as much information as you have, or as little information as you have all of these really robust fields. Every filter we saw earlier, there's a matching and coordinating field here for you, but not all of them are required, which is also kind of the beauty of it. There's like 3 or 4 that you'll have to enter. The very first is a status, and this is the status of your listing inside of Zenlist. So if it's an active office exclusive, meaning I have an active listing agreement, my client has given me permission to keep it as an office exclusive, active in Zenlist is an active office exclusive. Doesn't mean active in my MLS. It doesn't mean it's on market. This is just the internal language that we're using. If I have photos, I can load those. They're not required though. You can skip them and wait until you have them or anything like that. I recommend something. Something is better than nothing, but it's not required if you don't have them just yet. I chose residential, so I'll need to enter bedrooms. And we'll also need some public remarks, which again, can be as much as an edited, curated property description with all of my SEO and all of that, you know, all the bells and whistles, or something as simple as, you know, coming this summer after school. This is going to be shown to both agents and clients that will view your property. So if you have anything that just needs to be agent to agent, there's a separate private remarks section where you can enter those broker only details if you have anything. Just above that, you'll have the list price, not required. I recommend it. It's not going to reflect any price changes if you activate in your MLS. It's not accruing days on market, so you're not going to have any market time reflected if you activate in your MLS. This is just the internal listing system for eXp. So if you have an idea, I'd recommend entering it, and then it's not going to translate externally to your MLS. So it's kind of, it'll be like eXp's little secret. If you have a specific field you wanted to enter, so I mentioned HOAs earlier, or pets and parking, pool information, there's a search field up towards the very top that will take you directly to that. So if I want to make sure that everyone knows this property has a pool, I can search for that word. It'll show me all of the fields I can enter, and we'll say, yes, it has a private pool. And then go right back to where I was earlier. Once you've entered all of your details, you'll click to review and publish your changes in the bottom right. And this is just going to verify we have everything we need. The last required field that we haven't talked about yet is this expiration date. And this is the date that your listing will automatically expire out of Zenlist. So there are 2 good ways I would recommend choosing this. The first is if you never plan to go into your MLS, this is an exclusive listing. My client knows it might take a little bit longer, but they want to keep it off market. We don't plan to go into my MLS. I would choose the date that your listing agreement expires. However, if you plan to activate this listing in your MLS, maybe after your client's child, finishes out the school year, maybe after, I almost said the holidays, but after a certain milestone, my clients plan to activate in May, they plan to activate in August, whatever that looks like. That's where I would choose this. So if you plan to activate in your MLS, the expiration date, try to get it as close to that MLS activation date as possible, and you can always change it. So if my clients are going to go on market after their child graduates, we'll say May 17th, 24 hours before that happens, so on the 16th, I'll get an email from Zenlist reminding me that this listing is going to expire. So if I need more time, I'll get that reminder the day before, so I can always go back and extend it. If we go on to market sooner, I can always come back and bring it in closer. So you have that flexibility, but what it'll do is it'll remind you that that listing is expiring, and it'll take one step out of the process for you because it'll automatically expire the listing. So if we stick to the 17th and that's the date we plan to activate, then I don't have to do anything else. On the 17th, it'll expire out of Zenlist, and then I can activate on my MLS, and I'll only have one listing at that point to manage. So good options there. Once you get the green check mark, you'll click publish. It'll add your listing to the search tab we started on. It'll notify everyone who has a saved search for that criteria automatically. And then it can be shared in either of those ways. So it can be sent out to clients. It can be sent through that public link. All of those same client collaborations we saw earlier, the other 90,000 or so eXp agents now have with their client base to share your listing with anyone that they think might be interested in it. I'm not going to publish this because it's not a real listing, but you will have the option to come back and edit this. So if I needed to change that expiration date, if I got some new photos that I wanted to add, if I maybe received an offer and we went under contract, I'll just click on this line for my listing, edit in the top right, takes me back to that same screen we were just on. So I can make all of those changes here, publish and save, and I'm ready, Freddie, good to go. Cool. I see that there was some activity in the chat, so I'm happy to answer any questions. Before we dive too deep into side conversations and where those questions take us, I do want to be sure that everyone knows where the support button is in your account. So just above your account in the bottom left, there's a support button, which will take you to our phenomenal support team. Nolan and I are in Workplace, and you can find us. We're easy to track down. We're happy to help you, send you additional resources. But if there's anything urgent, this support chat box is monitored all day. So you'll get a response in about a minute or two. They average about a minute and a half for their response turnaround time. So if there's an urgent, your clients need help, any additional feedback or suggestions, this is the really good place to make sure it ends up in the right hands. But as Nolan said, we're in Workplace. You can find us there and we'll take good care of you. But want to be sure that everyone knows where that support button is. Great. I'll go back to our quick slides just so I have some next steps you can take with you. Some homework for you this week, if you haven't already signed up for your account or downloaded our mobile app, highly recommend it. You can find us in the App Store, the Google Play Store. You can sign up at zenlist.com. Use that eXp email address, use your enterprise Okta login. The sign up process takes less than a minute. It'll connect you automatically. It's very simple. And like I said, no credit card required. It's provided to you by eXp. And then we have some QR codes as well that you can take with you. So that first one will take you to our Workplace group. That's where you'll find Nolan and I and some other people from the Zenlist team. We have tons of training webinars, recorded videos, how-to instructions, tips and tricks, best practices, tons of information you can take with you. In that second one, I'll take you to our help center. And then we also have those marketing materials towards the end, which I'll make sure everyone gets as well. That'll take you to Canva templates, things you can post on social media. If you want a printout sheet you can hand to your buyers or your sellers that kind of help explain the exclusives, all of that will be found in those marketing materials. We're happy to share that. So Nolan, I think you got everything. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
There's just looks like there's two questions, and I was expecting this question that Elizabeth just asked to come in. So we'll address those really quickly. It's easier to speak to them live. So I'm going to start with Jose's question. The question came in as, how can we search using the MLS all of the entirety of Florida listings, not to be restricted by certain MLS membership or affiliation? And just want to speak to that. Jesse, if you wouldn't mind going to that next slide, I think that's actually a perfect segue. So everything we discussed today, everything we showed is available at no cost to eXp agents through the eXp Exclusives platform. To clarify once more, the off markets are available. The eXp agents listings are available regardless of whatever MLS you belong to. So Jose, if you're based in Orlando and you're curious what eXp agents are doing in Miami, but you don't belong to Miami or the Beaches MLS, you can see that market and how that's operating. Where it gets a little bit more complicated, and to keep this high level, for all MLS listings, so from your counterparts or your competitors at Compass, at Keller Williams, for the standard MLS offering, we're only available in certain markets, which you can see up screen here. So in Florida, for example, we actually do have an offering with Stellar MLS. So if you happen to operate in an MLS with Stellar in Orlando or any of the surrounding areas, there are optional upgrades that eXp has actually negotiated rates for you that you could add that MLS data in. Now, this is a little bit of a forward-looking statement here, so keep me honest. We do obviously have the goal to make this an eXp-styled MLS and are working with leadership to figure out a way that in the distant future, you will be able to do just that, Jose, and be able to search and review MLS listings. But we obviously have to work, and as we all know, real estate changes on a given day. So if there are more questions on that, or if there's any teams here who happen to see a colored in state and would like some more information, reach out to me. I want to be able to address those questions on a one-to-one basis. Then it looks like Gina had a question regarding, are listings allowed to be promoted to our network, or do we have to ask permission to market them? Jesse, do you want to take that one?
Yeah. Our listings allowed to be promoted to our network, or do we have to have permission? So you'll want to follow your local MLS rules. Each one is different. I am by far not a compliance expert. Some MLSs allow you to market those publicly. Some require that once you publicly market that listing, you have to enter it into the MLS. Each one's different. So your state broker team will be able to give you really specific instructions. Painting with a broad brush, generally speaking, you won't want to share those anywhere publicly. So I wouldn't recommend posting it on Facebook and sharing it publicly. I wouldn't recommend running an email blast around that listing. Most of the time that'll violate an MLS rule. Each one's different. What you can do, instead of marketing specifically a listing, there's a public profile built into your account that'll allow you to market yourself as someone who can grant access to these listings. So then I can take my public profile, it'll create a link for me. I can put that in my email campaign. I can put that in my Facebook post. I can make TikToks about it. I can do whatever I want with it because it's marketing myself as a member of eXp rather than 123 Main Street as the specific solution to that client's problem. So that's a good workaround. There's no rule saying you can't talk about the exclusives, but sharing a specific listing in most cases, like I said, will violate MLS rules, but your state broker team should be able to help more solidify that. And if they say no, I would take a look at this Zenlink. It's a good alternative for you.
And to Jesse's point, eXp senior leadership and Zenlist, we work to base this based off NAR clear cooperation policies. And eXp has the advantage over all of your competitors that you are a cloud-based brokerage. So by the letter of the law, the most common thing to make sure you're following clear cooperation is avoid any type of public marketing. But again, to Jesse's point, we can handle the technology questions, and all of your state broker team has been briefed on the rules regarding your local MLS compliance. So with any questions there, reach out to them and they can get you a quick answer.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good segue for the question from Elizabeth regarding, can you share the buyer's agent commission and compensation? So obviously this is a hot topic for everybody over these last 2 weeks. And I think Jesse may be pulling up a listing to show If not, Jesse, if you wouldn't mind. So we are working with the same information as eXp and every other agent in the world based on this ruling, and understanding that eXp has had some foresight to even create a platform such as this. So what Jesse has pulled up, we are not an MLS. We are only accessible to eXp agents and what eXp agents are able to see. So as you see, there's a clear field to enter any type of broker compensation type, and can be entered as an optional field within the listing. The other caveat, Jesse, if you could just pull up a random listing on an office exclusive. The other way that we want to be able to help and support agents is to avoid your phone ringing off the hook every 15 seconds about price inquiries. You can see here that for any agent within eXp that is on Zenlist, you can simply click to chat, and this will give them a direct line right into the Zenlist platform. So they'll receive a notification that you're messaging about this specific listing and can quickly come to an agreement as to what and if there is buyer compensation offered. And I think Carlos had a question about housing pending and sold data of eXp listings. We do get the information directly from eXp regarding MLS listings. So I think Jesse is pulling that up here. So we'll get that automatically brought to us by the eXp tech team, and can see that from for sale and every phase in between that's reported via the MLS. So you can create a lot of customization with your searches and see what's happening in a given market over a time frame, as Jesse's walking through here, and be able to see up on the screen everything that you're hopefully looking for.
That's a lot, y'all.
Yeah, these are great questions.
Yeah, Gino asked a good question that I want to talk about because it comes up a lot. Is Zenlist exclusive to just eXp as a brokerage, or do other brokerages have access to Zenlist? There's a whole other side to Zenlist with client search and collaboration. So Zenlist is available to any of the brokerages in any of the markets that we support. Chicago, for instance, is our flagship market. There's a couple thousand agents in Chicago that use it primarily with their clients within that MLS data. So when we're talking about what does everyone else have access to, does everyone else have Zenlist? The answer is yes, and also no, because eXp is unique in a situation where it has this backing of 90,000 agents that other brokerages don't have. When we think about a Remax office or a Keller office, they're all franchised. So those exclusive listings, if they were to use Zenlist for them, would be restricted to that physical office location and the agents that work within it. Whereas eXp has that broad reach of all of the US and Canada. So do other agents have access to Zenlist? Yes, but not near the capacity that eXp does, because you're, like I said, you're in this unique situation. Just the power of eXp and how they've structured it has really set you guys up for, I think, success. And Nolan, if you had anything to add, something
Yeah,
you do that really elegantly.
my job is easy. I just get to share stories that agents tell me on a given day. So one of my favorite, we are actually available in a lot of markets, as you saw from that map, where agents are able to use Zenlist. And there was a competitive conversation. A buyer was choosing between two agents. One was an eXp agent, the other is with a different firm. Both actually used Zenlist. And the eXp agent said, hey, that's great. My Zenlist and eXp exclusives, I have 80 properties that are only available if you work with me. Was a no-brainer, signed right there. So even though Zenlist was available on its normal application versus the eXp exclusive platform, that eXp agent got the buyer's agreement signed solely because of y'all's exclusive offering and the inventory available on your platform.
Daniel asked a good question.
Yeah, I wanted to make a little emphasis on that. Like, Zenlist is the platform, right? The power of this opportunity for us is eXp exclusives.
100%.
Exactly. And that's what we market, and we promote forward facing is an exclusive inventory of listings only available to eXp agents, because we can only share off-market properties with our own agents within our office. However, our office happens to be 90,000 strong, US and Canada. So It gives us the 800-pound gorilla advantage, and that's really what it boils down to. So when you're looking at representing yourself, let's say you have a luxury listing, those listings many times want to be marketed of the MLS for privacy reason, or, you know, they want to pre-market with less disturbance of their day-to-day. You tell them, hey, I have a platform where I can market the listing all over the US and Canada to 90,000 agents, and it'll be just exclusive within our platform. So it's not gonna be publicly in other areas, like it won't be on Zillow, it won't be on Realtor.com, it'll be just within my office. But we just happen to have agents that are selling $40 million properties, $30 million properties all over the place. I mean, you can leverage that advantage. So that's what we gotta master, understanding that with both buyers and sellers, you can leverage this exclusive inventory that is the best in the market, the widest. And then also, we're all leaders here within eXp. We have teams. We introduce other people into the company. Let's make sure we tell everybody about these opportunities so that we create that advantage. We bring in more and more listings, and we're able to say, we have thousands of properties in my market that are relisted, and only you have that inventory access because you're working with me.
And Carlos, a quick note on that, perfectly said. What excites us the most about the eXp Exclusives opportunity is everything that you've been seeing in terms of the listing inventory has all been done by word of mouth. This is eXp agents sharing the excitement with each other. We rolled this out at eXpCon, and this sounds like the group to know. And this is the first time we've ever been able to find time to speak with all of you. So we're confident that the more communication, the more conversations and trainings happen, you're going to see inventory increase dramatically in areas. So if you happen to be in a market on this call that doesn't have an office exclusive just yet, every market started that way. And I encourage you to be the first one to enter it in there and help share that across all of your colleagues. And Jesse, I think you keep the stats. We've grown from having a few hundred agents on the eXp platform to well over 10,000.
Almost 13 this morning, almost 13,000 eXp agents.
That's incredible. And just getting warmed up. Yeah, like our organization didn't really all know about it. That's why we're doing this training. A lot of more people are going to watch the replay. We're going to be mailing this to everybody. And this is going to continue to grow, which gives us a massive advantage in the marketplace.
Yeah. Daniel asked a good question, and I'm curious, Daniel, if you're comfortable sharing a little bit more. He asked, can a homeowner place a for sale by owner on Zenlist? And I'm assuming that you're asking that in the same way that like I can go onto Zillow and like list my for sale by owner and have it shared on Zillow. Is that kind of what you were thinking, or did you have something else in mind?
I was just curious if Zenlist was exclusive to agents only.
Agents are the only ones who can enter listings. You can invite your clients to search, but they won't be able to manage any of that listing data. They won't be able to see any of that broker only info. They can't schedule showings, things like that. So all of that is in the hands of the agent. And something we also didn't even really talk about is that your clients can only be working with one agent at a time. So I know that all of their tour requests are going to come to me. They're not going to go to the listing agent or the highest bidder on that lead. It's a safe environment for you and your clients to work together. Really keeping you at the center of the transaction, at the center of their search. So you can help facilitate, and you have access to the information you need, they have what they need, and you can kind of meet together in the middle.
So someone asked earlier if Zenlist, asking about how can they get access to all of the MLSs in a state rather than just the one that they're a member of. And through Zenlist, it looks like we can get access to all of the eXp listings on all of the various MLSs through Zenlist, if that, would benefit us in some way.
Correct.
I mean, it would benefit some of us in certain ways. I'm just to the person who asked the question.
A great example, I think we spoke about it in the chat. Say, for example, I may be I happen to be in North Carolina. So maybe somebody wants my client is looking to leave North Carolina and go to Florida. I only know Florida from what I've seen. I've never set foot in there, and I don't want to refer my trusted client to somebody that I've never vetted before. I don't know. This ability allows you to create your own search in Florida. You can see what your client is looking for and already invite that client into the Zenlist platform and say, hey, here's some of the listings that we see in Florida listed by my trusted brokerage. Would you like to reach out to any of these agents? I can contact them and set up a three-way call with us to review the options. That's powerful. That's not done in any other market or with any other brokerage. Usually, is unfortunately, we've all probably experienced a referral. You cross your fingers and hope that that transaction goes through correctly. This allows you to control the conversation, continue to protect your client, and make a referral network in a market that you may not be familiar with. So doors are open and the options are flexible, but love that question there, Daniel. And if anybody has a great experience with that, feel free to let Jesse and I know. We'd love to hear how you're using the MLS listings available on Zenlist.
Right, guys, we got time for a couple more questions. Who's next? Feel free to raise your hand, unmute yourself, put in the chat. Is there anybody in the room that was already using Zenlist? Okay, Danny has been using it. Who else? Anybody else? All right, well, I guess we had a starving audience. All right. All right, Evelyn, you started last week. Let me bring you into the spotlight here. So tell us a little bit about what led you to start using it and what are your goals with it?
Yeah, hi Carlos, hi guys, great presentation, thank you so much. So I started using it because I'm looking for inventory first for some buyers clients, and I was looking to see if there was any in my area. And yes, I found like somewhere between 3 and 5, so that's really awesome. So now I'm thinking I really have to contribute to eXp exclusives. And I have some sellers that are not quite ready to sell. And that's the part I'm trying to understand, like when is the good time, right, to put it on the eXp exclusives. But I definitely want to contribute to the platform so I can help more agents and help more of us connect together.
Love that. And, you know, the power, I don't know if everybody understands the power of being able to say that. I've always told people on the phone, like buyers, that like, here's the thing, like today's buyer feels they're in control, right? They go online, they go on Zillow, they feel they have the entire inventory. I remember one time taking a phone call from Zillow and the buyer was like, oh, I want to see this home. And obviously I always tell them, hey, if I find another home that might match this criteria, would you be interested in taking a look as well? And the buyer's like, nope, listen, I already know the market. I scoured everything. There's no other home. This is the one home. And, you know, I'm good. This is the one I want to see. Now, what did the buyer do there? He positioned himself as the authority. He's like, I scoured the market. I've got every listing. I know everything. And I know this is the only property available. And what did I do? Without this platform, I was already, because I know I got to take control of that buyer. The moment the buyer thinks they've got everything, you lost. What's your value? So I immediately told that buyer, oh, well, we actually happen to have off-market inventory. Sometimes there are, you know, listings that are coming to market that haven't been listed yet, and we specialize in that area. So we do have a lot of agents that send us their properties pre-listed. If I happen to have one of those, would you be open to taking a look at it? And I was like, oh, you guys have that? It's like, yeah, you know, that's what we do. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess if it's not online, I was like, yeah, sometimes we have properties that are not online, not available anywhere else. And I gained back control. Now I am an authority again. Now I have something he doesn't have. Now I'm connected to agents that are sending me listings that might be better. And all of a sudden he was, again, seeing value in us. And we actually ended up closing that deal that same week. He actually did buy that property that, you know, he picked out. However, he trusted every step of the way that I was the expert. And that's what Zenlist and the eXp exclusives allows you now to do in a more organized way, because back then, obviously, I had to go on Facebook websites or, you know, talk to the agents in the market one by one or whatever. Now we don't have to do that. We do what Evelyn did and just go on the platform, see what's available off market, see if it's a fit, and we're able to send that to our clients. So that's really awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I know Arturo has been also using it. Arturo, let me bring you in here and tell us how long have you been using it and what you've been up to with it. Oops.
Hey, there we go. Sorry about that. Driving. So yeah, I used it once already. And it was, fairly easy to use. I actually think that I believe that the more that we collectively input into it, the better it's going to make us look to our clients as well. I had a property that the seller didn't really want to deal with going on the market, and was looking for some off-market opportunities. So I put it on Zenlist as I was working with some iBuyer opportunities. Even though the sale didn't come from Zenlist, I was able to market it on there. And I did have one agent reach out to me about it. But again, I think that right now it's all about the more we can fill it up with our listings, the better it is for everybody. It's gonna make us look even better. And that's one thing that you were saying, Carlos, is that when and everybody as a smart agent is going to say, oh, well, I have off market opportunities. And then, what do you show when that seller says, well, show me what you mean by that. And then now we have a platform that we can log into and say, well, here, these are just a handful of the opportunities that are available in this area. So it just makes us look more like the authority, like you mentioned. But I really enjoy it. I think my biggest question, actually, two really quick questions, if I can ask. We have time for a quick question.
Absolutely, go ahead.
So our office, right? Because an office counts as the U.S. and Canada. Is that what I heard, right? Because I thought it was just Florida. That might be confused.
So all of the US and Canada.
Wow, that's even better. I used this at my last listing appointment, and it helped. And I only said Florida, so the fact that the whole U.S. and Canada is available to us, I mean, that's huge. The other quick question I had is that, in this, for just strict ignorance on my part, are we able to also use this in tandem with Workplace? Are we able to promote this also in Workplace so that we can, kind of hit it from both ends? If someone's not looking at their email or signed up with Zenlist, they can, be open to seeing those?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nolan.
I think we both got excited. That shareable link we showed earlier, you can link that in Workplace, on any eXp Workplace site that you're on. That'll automatically open that listing up in Zenlist for anybody on Zenlist. And if they're not currently on Zenlist, it'll open up that, beautiful website layout that Jesse showed earlier. So, and tag one of us, tag the Zenlist team. We'd love to share that listing on our site as well if you do happen to advertise on Workplace.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, great. Thank you very much for this. This is really, really informational.
Love it. Well, great questions, everybody. Again, reach out to Nolan and Jesse with any additional questions, and learn the platform, get comfortable with the different aspects of it, play around with it. That's how you're going to be able to do what Arturo just said, and being a listing appointment or with a buyer appointment, and actually show the power of it and be able to articulate the values. So definitely get comfortable with it. One big thing that can come up is you might go into Zenlist.com and enter the wrong information, and you see that there's a cost. That means you did something wrong. That's all. Because really this is free to eXp agents because of what eXp was able to negotiate with them. It is a premium product. It does cost money. eXp is making sure we get this included as part of our value proposition. So if you log in with your eXp enterprise account, your MyEXP account, you should not see any cost. And again, if you see that they're charging you something, that means you did something wrong. So backtrack, start over again, and or reach out for help. Jesse, Nolan, thank you for jumping on here, taking your time, and we'll bring you back as things evolve and more cool things happen with the platform to do an update in the future. And definitely excited about the opportunity. Guys, announcements. We are promoting the build24@sea.com. If you haven't grabbed your ticket to that, make sure you're plugged in now more than ever with the uncertainty in the market, with the NAR settlement, with everything that's going on. You want to be close to the fire. You want to be in the rooms with the people that are thinking ahead, that are masterminding ahead, and that are positioning themselves to win big. Just energy alone creates massive power. Just being in the room with people that are confident, are developing the tools, are, growing despite any challenges or rules or things that get changed. That alone, just being in that environment, can propel you forward. So you want to take every opportunity to do that. Now, obviously, we have Coach Michael Vort, we have Gogo Becky, we've got Brain Go, we got powerful keynotes. We're also going to have 15 other speakers that we'll be announcing here, Fast and Furious, in April. And it just happens to be in the Oasis of the Seas, which is a world-class cruise that's just getting finished up right now. We're going to be the 4th voyage on this ship. It's a brand new cruise ship. It's going to be absolutely incredible, unlike anything you've been part of, anything you've ever been on. This cruise ship is just world class. And the rates are actually really, really amazing for the package that you're getting. Remember, when you're on a cruise, all food is included. You got your lodging, shows, they have Broadway shows, they have all sorts of events. This is like, let's say you go to a conference in Vegas, well, you're paying for everything separate, your food, your drinks, everything is separate. Here in the cruise, we got everything included. So definitely check it out, build@sea24.com. And we look forward to seeing you there. That's it for today, guys. We'll see you next week for another Gap Mastermind. And thank you for jumping on here. Invite a few people next time. Let's keep growing this call and let's keep crushing it out there. Take care, guys.